Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome to the demo for Death Howl by the Outer Zone and 11-Bit Studios. A game that, in their own words, they describe as a Souls-like deck builder. And yeah, I more or less agree with that assessment, though I might perhaps personally identify it as an esoteric deck builder CRPG with, yeah, Souls-like elements, at least when it comes to death mechanics. And full disclosure, I've had this one backburnered for a long while. It was on my low priority list, not because it's bad, but more just because, you know, I get a lot of deck builders in my inbox these days, and much like generic fantasy, something really has to be unusual to sort of catch my interest when it comes to the more generic genres. And having finally gotten to Death Howl, I will say, it definitely checks that box. That's it. I'm not going to belabor it. I'll just jump in and let you see for yourself. I'm going to try to keep this short, but if the video runtime is over an hour, let me just say it's for good reason. Here we go. Scandinavia, Mesolithic Age, 6000 BCE. My son, I will not let death take you. Wait for me in the spirit world. I will find you. Darkness. I can't see. Olvi? Your son. He died in your arms. Please, tell me where to find him. I will show you. Come to me. Oh, right. Olvi? Branch. My sweet boy. I'm here now. I will take you home. Olvi? Branch. Skull. Bug. Cone. I don't understand. Please, just come back with me. No! Come back! Olvi? It's too late for you. Go back. Return to your world. I will not let him die. I can change this. You're not even a shaman yet. I'm stronger than you think. I'm not giving up. And we're in. Olvi? Olvi, sweetheart. It's me. Come home. Don't go into those woods again. Forest Spirit, I beg you, don't take him from me. Wait, please, don't go. Row. Death, release my child. I saw Olvi. I'm sure it was him. He sprinted off into the forest with his father. I have to find him. Olvi? Come back, please. Let me pass, creature. And here's our first fight. And yes, although this is, at its core, a deck builder, it also has, as you can see here, elements of a grid-based, turn-based tactical game. You have 5 points of mana per turn, which are used to play cards, which, in turn, can inflict damage or various other effects. You can also move independently of cards, 1 space per mana. This Grimsnout's about to charge us, so we'll react accordingly. We'll hit it with a rock, which does do some damage, but of course doesn't actually stop it. So now we're faced with a decision. We can either sprint away, or we can go on the offensive. Use our block card to resist the counterattack. Though I believe we would still take some damage if we do that. We'll sprint clear. And, might as well block anyway, just in case. We've got the mana, no reason not to. Grimsnout closes, but can't reach. So now it's our go again. We'll go ahead and this time we do not have the benefit of sprint, so we will go on the offensive. We'll preemptively block, which in turn will also reduce the cost of this other card we have in our hand, Defensive Swing. And if we push it clear, it'll actually just charge us, so instead, we will move 1 space. That'll force it to use a weaker default attack, which our block completely absorbed. So now we can finish it off. We'll go ahead and use Quick Strike first, just to showcase the knockback. It's only 1 damage by default, but it should then bounce it off the terrain. Yes, for 1 extra point of damage. Not really needed in this case, but, it is a pretty prominent mechanic. And we're good. I feel strange. Like I drew its dying breath. It's Death Howl, you say? Which way did he go? Olvi? Poor animal. He must have been magnificent. Thank you, little one. You were dead. I don't understand. You awakened the stones. This sacred grove released the Death Howl you had absorbed from the boar. It revived every creature in the spirit world. Look around you. Oh, hi. Slightly awkward. Are you looking for someone? a stag and a fawn. They would have passed by a moment ago. I am sorry. My eyes have not been open for a while, I'm afraid. Of course, I'm sorry. I must be on my way. Thank you for bringing back my senses. It is easy to get lost here. It happened to me, and I was so very, very lost. For a long time. Nothing here is what it seems. Curiouser and curiouser. Right, so that obviously is the crux of the Souls-like element of the game. These sacred circles essentially serve as both your rest/save points, but also, whenever you use one, it restores both your health as well as the lives of all the spirits that you've killed in that particular region. Oh, and also, much like Dark Souls, as we just saw, this is also where you can bank your Death Howls, which you otherwise run the risk of losing should you end up falling in battle. That said, not really any indication as to where we're headed from here, so we'll just start moving around the map. We'll head for this nest, since it seems to be the closest prominent marker. Though, you know, we'll also keep an eye out for anything notable en route. And perhaps peek at a few other foes. Yeah, this one doesn't look too bad. Let's go ahead and do this. Collect our first resources. Sorrowing. Basic range-based foe. Which we should be able to take out. Got a pretty decent draw here. Actually, let's give it a round. 3 defense should be sufficient to completely tank its attack. Though, yes, we could have killed it had we taken our defensive swing first. Then we could have knocked it back into the rocks, which would have finished it off. Oh, right. Well, shoot, you know what? I definitely miscalculated that, but fair enough. Sorrowing out. Yeah, we've got to be at least 4 spaces away from the Grimsnout to avoid its attack, not 3. That's fine. We're right around the corner from our first grove. And finish it off. Grimsnout out, which nets us 2 Death Howls and our first resource drops. I feel a powerful energy within this object. Maybe I could use it to make an amulet to protect myself. Or a weapon. I can't overcome these spirits just by throwing rocks at them. I mean, it's been working out okay so far, but yeah, fair. And this, of course, is our deck interface. currently stocked with our starter default cards, but we now have access to 2 new ones. First Strike and Aim for the Heart. First Strike is an expensive attack card, 3 mana for 3 damage. However, if we use it as our first card in a round, it will instantly refund 2 mana. Whereas Aim for the Heart is slightly cheaper at 2 mana, inflicts the same 3 damage, but then also has a range of 2 to 8. And on kill, it will refund its full cost, 2 mana. Honestly, both are pretty solid, and we do have resources for both as well. But we do not have enough Death Howls. So in this case, we'll go for Aim for the Heart. But we will also grab First Strike once we have sufficient Howls. We've automatically equipped Aim for the Heart, but note there is a limit to the number of cards you can have in your deck. So over time, you'll need to refine it to your particular favored playstyle. And yeah, let's go grab some more Howls. And of course, although currently listed as defeated, those enemies will come back to life next time we rest at a grove, which does allow the player to grind if they choose to do so. Though in our case, we'll primarily just stay focused on the actual objectives. Single Grimsnout. Shouldn't be a problem, though we are in a slightly more problematic starting position this time. Can't really Alpha Strike it from here, so we'll just hold and wait for its approach. And now we will lay into it. Quick Strike to knock back. Rock for a little extra damage. Actually, no. Aim for the Heart. And then we can sprint away. Nice. 4 health left. Can't use Furious Strike, so we'll go for Defensive Swing instead. And Quick Strike. Since Hurl Rock is not an option, that one has minimum range too. Seems obvious now, of course, but, you know, it is important to remember to balance out your deck. You don't want to go all in on just range cards, since then, of course, you'll be out of luck if you end up getting pinned. Hold on, let me check this corner real quick. Obviously, I already played through the demo once, but they do like to hide things in nooks and crannies, so I'm kind of hoping to find something new. But for now, on to Fight 3, with a few new foes. We've got Giant Snail Spirits and Angry Owl Spirits. Let's come in over here. Snail's obviously a tougher target, so we're apt to have better luck with the Doom Glare. You can also see this Obslug has multiple special traits. It's rooted, so it can't be force moved. It's slimy, which leaves a poisonous trail. And it has Fortify, which grants it a large amount of block whenever you injure it. So essentially you'll get 1 hit on it per round, unless you have something that can quickly strip or ignore block. The Doom Glare, however, has no such traits. And I believe we do have just the right combo here to potentially finish it off. Yes. If we aim for the heart and then sprint. That'll reduce the cost of Furious Strike just enough to let us kill it. But again, as I mentioned back in our first fight, moving does not count as playing a card, hence why we want to use Sprint instead. Very nice. Now let's see what these guys do. Okay, Doom Glare glares, no surprise there. And Sob Slug moves in. The Glare has saddled us with a Mind Glare card. One which basically just clutters up our deck now. It'll occasionally pop up until we spend 1 mana to exhaust it and permanently remove it from our deck. Or until the end of this fight, at which point it will automatically be removed. Not too worried about that just yet, so for now let's just focus on whittling the Sob Slug. Though, unfortunately, this round we actually did not draw sufficient cards to really do much to it. Yeah, that wasn't a great move, since it has rooted. We couldn't knock it back, so now it's within attack range. And Doom Glare, still glaring. Oh, interesting. And also, apparently the Sob Slug has a range attack. A poisonous range attack. I never saw it use that during my test run. Good to know. But we are now in a better position to ding it. So let's tag it with a rock. And then we'll get clear. We should probably also exhaust that Mind Glare. Let's just make sure we don't end within attack range this time. Keeping in mind that this thing does apparently have a range attack. Doom Glare glares, that's fine. Minor poison damage. And finish off the Doom Slug. 3 health left, so we should be able to... Yes, aim for the heart. Which will also immediately refund. Sob Slug out. Burn the Mind Glare. And then just move up, I think. Start closing the gap. We're outside its attack range, so it'll just glare. Oof. Yeah. Let's go ahead and clear these out. And fight. We're ending within its range, so it should swoop in and hit us, but we've stacked 3 defense, so I think we're in pretty good shape here. Yes. Oh, but it also moved away after. Interesting. Most enemies don't do that. That's fine, though. We can work with that. We have no block cards, so we'll dump Defensive Swing. Now sprint in. And Furious Strike. Lovely. 3 more howls and 2 new types of resources. Plus, access to our first nest. You'll also notice as we pick up crafting materials, it's also doing an overall master material tracker. As that fills out, we'll slowly unlock additional new cards for this particular region. But for now, we'll just grab First Strike. And check out our nest. +1 teardrop, okay. Those are also gained by banking howls at the Grove for realm-specific skills. In this case, the Realm of the Distorted Hollows. Not that we have much choice at the moment, of course. We'll go ahead and grab the starting skill, which grants Plucking Talons, a 2-mana card which inflicts 4 damage but is then exhausted, meaning it's a once-per-battle thing. It's removed from your deck right after you use it, and it has a kill effect. Draw 2 cards. So if you use this ability to successfully kill an enemy... Hey, Kaiser. What's up, bud? Then you will also get to draw 2 cards. And then from here, we have access to these 2 nodes, which you'll note each require 3 teardrops to unlock. So I'm not sure if we'll end up unlocking either of those today. But for now, we just keep pushing forward. And still unlocking other new things in the process. Let's see what we got. Starting with Enchant Weapon, a 0-mana card that grants +1 damage on your next attack, or you can discard it for 1 mana. Mosquito Bite, a 1-mana attack that inflicts 2 damage and ignores block, and also lets you draw 1 card. That actually sounds pretty solid. And we can craft it, if just barely. Quick Slash, which is a 0-mana card that inflicts 1 point of damage. So a quick but very weak attack with a kill ability, Echo, which returns the card to your hand if it is used to successfully kill a target. And Shadow Form, a 0-mana card that grants 1 block for each card discarded this turn. Or which grants 1 block if you discard it. So that's obviously a card you'd want to craft if you're basing your deck around forced discards. Which I don't think we are. We'll lead with Mosquito Bite. That's a good snail killer. Very nice. We'll grab Enchant Weapon next. But for now, we move on. Keep pushing our way towards that second grove. Also, given that we are headed for another grove, we don't want to burn all of our howls on just new cards. We'll want to save at least a few to earn additional teardrops. Otherwise, we'll never gain the non-card skills. And we've got a fight. 2 crowheads. The, Sorrowings. Decent starting hand. I think we can work with this. They've only got 6 health, so in theory we could aim for the heart, sprint in, Mosquito Bite, Quick Strike. One out. Easy howl. Though we might... Yeah, okay. I was afraid of that. We did indeed take a counterattack. And we do not have enough offense this time to take this thing out. So we will... Oh, actually... Moving does not count against first strike, so... No. Still wouldn't work. Actually, that would have worked. Shoot, yeah, I could have quick striked and then thrown a rock. Yeah, you gotta get used to those card combos, but no harm done. Aside from the harm done. Let's take him out. And we are good. Running slightly low on health, but not too bad just yet. I think we've got enough in the tank to make it the rest of the way to that second grove. Oh. Okay. Not much, but our first hidden item. What we really want to find are potential hidden paths. I found 2 during my test run, but I also wasn't looking for them until I realized they existed. And there's our first battlefield hazards. Otherwise looks pretty manageable. I think we can do this on 7 HP. Gloom Snout first. Currently charging a power attack. Move, first strike. Quick strike. Not enough to kill, but we can at least do some damage. Actually, we could have killed with Sprint and Furious Strike, but then the Doom Glare would have hit us. Alright, now we finish the Gloom Snout. Mosquito Bite, Quick Strike. Then fall back. Yeah, if we pull into the corner, we'll be out of range. Doom Glare glares. And finish it off. Yeah, easy one. 2 rocks and then aim for the heart. Lovely. These foul spirits are everywhere. What if they kill me before I find Olvi? If you die, your sacrifice will be in vain. Or maybe you want to die. No. If you can't save him, at least you will be joined in death. Oof. Some real existential dread stuff. Yeah, I'm not really sure how much, like, full-on player agency there will be in the final story, but I do get the impression that ultimately the player will have to make some sort of decision, you know, to accept the loss of their son and go back to the world of the living, or find some other sort of existential compromise. New cards unlocked. Let's have a peek. Lost Dagger. 1 mana for 2 damage, or sacrifice to upgrade. Each time you sacrifice or discard this card, its damage is increased by 1. Reset after each battle. Then Rabid Attack. 2 mana for 4 damage to all enemies in a 3-square line. But also then discards 2 random cards from your hand, so potentially very powerful, but also hard to plan around. Reckless. 3 mana for 4 damage, with reduced cost for each card discarded this turn. So again, a card you'd want to invest in if you were going for a discard deck. And Scattered Thoughts. 2 mana to draw 2. Refund 1 if it's the first card played. or draw 1 on sacrifice. You know, none of those really strike me as must-haves. I think we'll stay the course and go for enchant weapon, which we can't afford, so we'll go ahead and grab it. Nice. And yeah, we won't tempt fate with another fight just yet. We'll rest up first. I mean, we could probably take them if it's just these two. But I guess there's also no real reason to even do that. I mean, we still technically have easy access to them, even after resting at the Grove. We'd just be risking our howls for no reason. Oh, it's you again. As you see, I haven't gotten far. These vile spirits are persistent. You helped me, little one. I have spent many years here, so I might be able to help you as well. You are not from the spirit world? No. I am a spirit traveler, like yourself. Call me Nantok. I see you have reached another sacred grove. Once they are awakened, you will be able to travel between them. Sacred groves are scattered all over the spirit world. I am not interested in the mysteries of the spirit world. I am only interested in one thing. The young deer. He belongs to you, doesn't he? He's my son. All I want is to find him and bring him back. Have patience, Ro. Do not despair. You know my name? Yes. Everything here is connected to you. How could that be? Your family is tied to this world. Look at your bracelet. My brother made it for me years ago. It feels different. All your totems gain a powerful energy from the spirit world. Try to focus on them and you will feel their energy. And totems unlocked. Just the one slot for now, but as you can see here, eventually you'll be able to equip up to 4. Let's have a look at our options. Father's Talisman. My father carved this for me when I was a newborn. As a hunter, you must become one with your prey. This figure represents both states, my human and my spiritual form. +1 draw on first turn. Not great, but, you know, it's something. Brother's Bracelet. This bracelet was given to me by my brother when I was a child. At that time, I used it as a necklace. Somehow it has always made me feel stronger. +1 damage on your first attack. Okay, again, not much, but certainly useful. Mother's Pelt. Mother used to wrap me in this pelt when I was a child, to protect me from the harsh winters. Years later, I, too, wrapped my son in it. First turn, +2 block. And Sister's Flute. My sister made this for me a long time ago. Once in a while I play the songs Mother taught me, but I usually use it to attract animals when hunting. First turn, give a random enemy weak 2. Honestly, probably the least useful, since it could easily end up affecting an enemy that's nowhere near you. I think we'll go with the block. You see, your family protects you through these totems. Alvi? He's calling for me. I think it came from the bridge to the east. It's the only way out of my forest. Make haste, Ro. Find him. Right. So quest updated, and we're now headed over here. Past another sacred grove and at least one nest. Though obviously there's a bunch of other stuff out here as well, which we're not going to prioritize today, but you know, maybe next time if we end up taking another dip into the demo. Though for now, we'll go ahead and bank these howls, which sadly will not be enough to get another teardrop. But we might as well do it anyway. We do need to top off our health. And then that also, of course, resets the creatures we've defeated thus far. Though it does differentiate between the ones you've previously defeated and the ones you have yet to fight. I believe it also causes certain other things to respawn as well, like fallen branches and such. Though I haven't really experimented with that too much. It definitely doesn't respawn everything, but there are times when I've stumbled across like berry bushes or fallen branches in areas I'm sure I had otherwise already cleared. And we've got another new foe. Spirit Frog. Which is right in our way, so we will have to take it out. Let's do it to it. Not a great draw. We could have Alpha Strike the snail if we'd pulled Enchant plus Mosquito Bite. Snail at half. Hold. Snail hits back. Does not get through our defense, but does poison, yeah. That I'm kind of iffy on. I do wish that fully absorbing an attack with block also blocked DOTs. But, you know, that's a personal quibble. Obviously, as long as the rules are consistent for both sides, it's something that the player can also take advantage of. Snail out. Fall back. The frog, the Gloomcroak, does have a special trait, but it's one that doesn't really apply for this particular fight. Yeah, it has jump, which allows it to ignore intervening terrain. Obviously, not much of a benefit in this wide open area, aside perhaps from leaping over the snail, if the snail were in its way. Actually, no, hold on. We could kill it, but I kind of want to see what it does. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Gloomcroaks are one of the less common foes. I think back in my test run I only encountered like 2, and I killed them both before they actually got to attack me. So I was just curious. Finding out what the enemies can do is an important part of strategizing for the tougher fights. Oh ho! Secret path! I don't know if I found this one before. Oh no, this definitely doesn't look familiar. An elder snail, wow. So a pretty tough optional fight guarding an optional nest. Oh man. Yeah, we'll go for it. Maybe not my wisest move, but we're still decent on health. Enchant weapon, hurl rock, fall back. Doesn't really matter which one we drop, we're falling back. Enemies all move up. Big complication here is going to be that they'll be steadily covering the entire map with poison. First snail out, which immediately refunds 2 mana. Let's not get pinned in the corner. We will take a hit doing this, but we need to push past. The 2x2 stalagmites will make a much better place to kite them around. Minor ding, but poisoned. Slightly more potent poison, 3 instead of 2. But that does make sense, it's an elder. We want to stay ahead of it, but not too far ahead of it. We still want to be close enough to be able to hit it each subsequent round. But we also have to remember they do have range attacks. So we'll also want to hug those corners. Oh, actually, that might be problematic. The other one is circling right. Alright, let's focus down the elder. Not sure what the range on their spit attack is. If it's 3, then we're in trouble. This will kill us. But we've got to try to push past. Right. Saw that coming. But what about the other? Hey! Okay. Yes, we can work with this. We do still have the enhanced attack, so we should be able to Furious Strike. Elder out, and we are just out of range for the other one. Though, man, we are definitely cutting it close. Oh, now you show up. Alright, we'll have to hit and run. And fall back. Oh, wait. No. Oh, no, that's... Yeah, that's not enough. He has 4 health left. We don't have enough to move Furious Strike and Mosquito Bite. Not in that order, at least. But we do have Block of Wood, so I mean, we could push in, hit it, and then tank. Which, in theory, would leave us with 1 health left. I think. Yeah, I mean, we've got no other choice. We've got to go for it. Step in, Quick Strike, Mosquito Bite, block. That'll put both of us at 1. Just trying to think if there's any other options, but I think they pretty much all result in death. That was the wrong attack. But fine, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, odds are we'll still be able to finish it. Ow. Poison 2 takes us down to 1. And yes, we are good. Oh, thank goodness for that. I don't feel well. I should find a sacred grove. Well, you're not wrong, and that will be our next stop. Let's just grab our prize. I am very curious to see what this might be. Oh, a totem. Beehive. It is full of nourishing honey, but protected by fearless bees. +1 mana, and adds 3 bee stings to draw pile. Is that good or bad? Because if it's good, then this is a fantastic item with no downsides, but I sincerely doubt that's the case. How do we see what bee sting does? In theory, they're in our deck now, but I'm not seeing them on right. So unless I'm missing something here, it might be we have to go into a fight to see what it actually does. Though, before we do that, let's go top off. Bank our current progress. Which, sadly, does mean we will have to repeat 1 fight. But hopefully the extra totem is worth it. Man, +1 mana. Also a teardrop, though obviously nowhere near enough to actually unlock anything just yet. We'll just, we'll put that towards spirit cards. And keep pushing for that bridge. Which means we have to take out the snail and frog again. Yes. Easy enough fight. with just the right cards for a proper alpha. No, we'll be 1 point short. But it's close. Yeah, if we'd had enchant weapon, that would have done it. Oh, weird. I really thought you'd spit at us. I'm not sure why you didn't. And there's our bee sting. Oh, I see. Okay, so they are bad. It's like the Doom Glare. You've got 3 of these cluttering up your deck. Actually, worse than the Doom Glare because they also have a 1-point health tax if you want to temporarily burn them. Since I assume they'll reset every time you start a new fight. Though I've got to say, I feel like that's a pretty fair trade-off for an otherwise permanent extra point of mana. Though I can also see it becoming a major issue against certain foes, like the Doom Glares. I like it. That's a fun trade-off. Sob Slug out. Prep for Gloom Croak. Shoot, no, I did that out of order. I should have led with first strike. 2 to move in. Net 1 for first strike. Quick strike. Then rocks. Yeah, I'm just not, I'm not used to having 6 mana. That's not something I generally had to plan around in my test run. But it's fine. We've still got plenty of health in the tank. Let's push Grove number 3. These are deer tracks. He must be nearby. Olvi? Where are you? And more new foes. We've got a new range foe, the Sunless Hollow. 7 health, 3 move, and teleport, which repositions it randomly if it can't reach you. And then the burning bush in center there. Pretty straightforward, that explodes if you hit it. Though it is a very small explosion. So, honestly, easier to just avoid than it is to really plan around. And hold. Now the Gloom Croak. Enchanted Rock. Oh, and Furious Strike. Again, not used to planning around 6 mana. Nice. Yeah, that honeycomb, that beehive, is definitely a game changer. There is, I want to say, one other totem in the current demo. In fact, I think it's the next nest right near us. That also grants 1 extra mana. But the side effect is worse. Also new cards. Let's have a peek. Sharpen Weapon. 1 mana for +1 damage the entire turn. Also draw 1 card if it's the first one you play. That is pretty solid. We'll almost certainly grab one of those. Distraction. 0 mana for move 2 and discard 1. Or sacrifice for 1 block. Okay. Very versatile. I like that. Double Strike. 1 mana for 2 1 damage attacks. If the last card in your hand, you also draw 1. I am less sold on that one, but I can definitely see how it would play pretty nicely with something like Sharpen Weapon. That's a maybe. And Desperate Times, which we can't craft anyway, but if we could, it's a 1-cost, once per battle card. Oh, which only has a beneficial effect if it's the last card in your hand or the last mana point you spend. Interesting, as the name implies, kind of a desperation play. But that said, I think we'll just stick with the first two. We'll grab Sharpen Weapon and Distract. Yeah, Distract is actually pretty fantastic. It's basically just a better sprint. Though I guess it does come at the cost of a forced discard. So it does, I suppose, sort of balance out. Death grows in these woods. What grew inside of you? Wow, I hate that. Something is moving inside. I feel it. I could definitely speculate on that, but I think I will hold off for the time being. Though I do think it's pretty obvious that it, of course, circles back to the recurring concepts of life, death, and rebirth. Those do seem to be the 3 main pillars of this entire story. And Third Grove unlocked. Sadly, no Howls to bank this time, but still tops us off. Let's go grab the nest we just passed. Oh, that's our most complicated fight yet. With a few new pieces of terrain. We'll play this one by ear. I can't quite remember what these all do. Oh wow, and that's not just a Doomglare, that is an Elder Doomglare. Noted. Yeah, I don't recall what this vine does. I'm not sure if I ever figured that out. I believe those actually give you +1 on your next attack, whereas the red one doubles the next damage taken. Nice, nice. Rock the Frog. And then we've got 3 mana to retreat, which should be enough to get us out of range. Well, except for that, of course. As far as I can tell, that move has infinite range. Oh, wow. I did not realize you could shoot me from that far away. That was unexpected. Also, through an allied unit. Alright, well that does change things a bit. Let's finish off the Gloom Croak. Gloom Croak out. Enchant. Furious Strike. And tank. Okay, yeah, that wasn't bad. Let's go ahead and finish off the Elder Doomglare. Slightly awkward, but still manageable. Elder Doomglare out. And hold. Since we know the Sunless Hollow does 2 damage per shot. Yeah, we're fine. Alright, let's wrap this up. Is what I would say if we hadn't gotten an incredibly terrible draw. But we can still work with this. We'll pop in, Quick Strike, then run away. Yeah. Run away! With a quick pit stop to grab our buff. Oh, interesting. Okay, so not only did he teleport, but he also blocked. Which does make this slightly trickier. Though not by much. Run away! Ah, boo! Wow, that was like the absolute worst place it could have teleported. But we're good. Which nets us a few new prizes. Most notably the Elder Doomglare Claw. As well as this. Bird nest. A bird built this home for her offspring, and then left it behind. Perhaps they all flew away together? Or the eggs fell to the ground. +1 mana, -1 draw, so yes. Slightly inferior to our beehive. Although the beehive does clutter up your deck, you're not guaranteed to always draw a bee sting. In fact, odds are against it, happening every turn. Whereas with the bird's nest, you would be guaranteed to miss 1 draw every round. And then even when you do draw a bee sting, they still technically do have some use. Even if just as discards. Topped off. Alright, let's clear the way to our bridge. More tracks. Looks like he went this way. Whoop. Yeah, we'll pass on that fight. I mean, we could beat it pretty easily, but we're already past the hour mark. We really do need to wrap this up. And we do have at least one more fight ahead of us. A pretty big one, too. An Elder Grimsnout. Plus other assorted ads. Oh wow, that is a terrible first hand. That is quite possibly the worst cards we could have drawn. Man, a shame we can't immediately capitalize on that. I'm not sure that'll carry over. But, hold, I guess. I mean, we're gonna get hit from all sides here. I'm just not sure there's any way to avoid it. Ow. Oh man, it is a shame we don't have a proper AoE. This would be the perfect time for it. Finish off Sorrow 1. Try to push past. Sorrow out. Dump first strike. Oh boy. Hook left. If we go base to base, he won't charge. He'll just hit us normally. Ow. Ugh. Oh boy, another pretty rough draw. Yeah, that didn't really help. Alright, keep going for distance. Quick strike. Yeah, would have gone for a mosquito bite too, but we need the mana to move. Otherwise, the Elder Grimboar would charge. Or do that, I suppose. Ow. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna survive this one. Which I guess is just as well. So we'll get a glimpse of the death mechanic. Which, you know, I mean, honestly, is pretty straightforward. Much like in Dark Souls, when you die, you simply respawn with 0 Death Howls. And then get 1 chance to go recover them. Though I don't know if it counts. I don't know if you drop the Death Howls that you got in the battle you died in. That, I suppose, will be... Ow. Good to know. I think you only drop Death Howls that you, like, solidified your claim to by completing the fight they came from. Ow. Oh, interesting. I didn't know Sorrowings could block. And now we die. Farewell. Farewell. Yeah, that whole effort was kind of doomed from the start, right after we got those first couple of turns worth of terrible draws. And we're back. Full health, but also 0 howls. And we did gather some valuable intel, so let's give this another go, shall we? For example, we now know that Sorrowings can block if they're not otherwise engaged. And likewise, we know that the Elder Grimsnout will strengthen its allies every few turns, possibly also contingent on the player not being within attack range. And yes, we got a much better opening hand this time out. Sorrow 1, out. And in pretty good shape for round 2. Hold. Right. You have 4 movement, not 3. Okay, got it. My bad. Noted. Noted for the future. Much rougher draw this time. No way we can take anyone out, so let's just focus on positioning. Bonk. Bonk. And run away. Yeah. Drop a sting. End run around the sorrowing. We will take a hit. Oh, interesting. Wow, that worked out for us. The Grimsnout blocked the sorrowing, so it couldn't position for a range attack. Oof. Come on now. You've got to give me something I can work with. All right, let's fall back. Elder incoming. And once again, Grimsnout positioned to block the sorrowing. I wonder if there's a way you can tell what order they're going in. Maybe it's based on their movements. It does feel like that's how it's breaking down. Elder has 4, Grimsnout has 3, Sorrowing has 2. Though a proper initiative track certainly wouldn't be amiss. Sorrowing 2, out. And fall back. Let's see if we can draw him into the double damage space. Oh, shoot. Oof. Yeah, that hurt. I was actually kind of hoping that would be outside the range of his charge, but fair enough. But it's fine. I think we're good. Grimsnout out. Sprint. Quick strike. Quick strike. There we go. Terrible draw. Double defense. Yeah, just get clear. I was thinking we might kite him into the damage zones, but with 4 movement, he could just easily go around. Like that. And whittle him down. Down to 6. Hit and run. Skedaddle. That keeps us clear. Yeah, he's just not dumb enough to walk into the damage zones unprovoked. Fair enough. Hit and run. Actually, I guess I could have finished him off by flanking from the damage zone. But it's fine. I think we've got this. Oh, come on now. Now you're just delaying the inevitable. There we go. Full bore. Target out. Second time's the charm. Which nets us our first Elder Grimsnout tusks. And gives us access to another nest. Lovely. Let's see what we got. Ooh, also new cards. Gift of Nature. 0 mana, fill 2 mana, and exhaust. So basically 2 free mana once per fight. The only real downside being that it does take up a slot in your deck. Lovely. Also, Triple Strike. 2 mana for 3 1 damage attacks. Again, best used with something like Sharpen Weapon. Take Skin. 1 mana, 2 damage. On kill, gain 3 block. That's actually pretty appealing. And Ritual Offering. 0 mana. Discard a card and upgrade its damage. Exhaust. Yeah, I'll pass on that one. Though take Skin. Definite promise there. And how about you? Oh, just a free teardrop. Very basic, but we'll certainly take it. Also, a couple of random crafting mats. We'll go ahead and bank that teardrop. Though sadly, it does look like we're stopping just shy of actually getting that unlock. Though, you know, like I said, if folks are really digging this, I'd be happy to do another ep. It really just comes down to demand. Especially since, you know, as much as I am enjoying this, there are other demos I'd like to do as well, so we will see. Ulfie? Don't be scared. I'm here now. I'll take you home. No! Stay there. I'll find another way across. No, wait! almost had him. Bro, your son is passing through the spirit world on his way to the realm of death. I can help you across, but even if you find him, I do not have the knowledge or the power to stop this. But the great spirits might be able to help you. The great spirits? The great spirits are 4 ancient beings who reside in the 4 corners of the spirit world. They keep everything in balance. They reside in the 4 corners of the spirit world. To find them, you would need to wander a great distance. The spirit world stretches far beyond my forest. Still, the great spirits might be your best option, although they have been acting strangely. I will seek them out. Good. Now stand back. Tread carefully, Ro. Which, as much as I hate to say it, does bring us to a good place to call it. We now have access to the second area, though obviously we're far from done with the first. There's still plenty of nodes we have yet to explore. And also we caught a glimpse at the greater map, as well as the general narrative framework for what the full campaign will entail. Ro's journey to the far corners of the spirit realm in search of the great spirits, also that she might find some way to hopefully save her son. Though I do suspect that ultimately there will be some sort of acceptance or compromise required. But yeah, I feel like it makes for a fairly compelling game, all tied together with the ethereal soundtrack, the very moody and atmospheric aesthetic. It's a demo that I really wish I hadn't low prioritized just because it was a deck builder. Because once I did finally sit down and find time to play it, I really did get invested. I mean, ultimately, of course, individual mileage may vary. It is, at its core, a deck builder. So if you don't enjoy those sorts of games, then I think this one likely won't really appeal to you either. But for me, at least, as someone who does generally enjoy casual deck builders, I find that this one, I think, innovates and elevates just enough to really hook my interest. I am at least somewhat invested in both Ro and her son, and the fate of this greater esoteric world that they've presented us with. And I think it does help that the deck building component is also very well integrated into the whole. It's a fusion, a deck building, grid-based, turn-based tactical RPG. No offense to the folks who are just out there making simpler, more generic deck builders. They're fun too, but they do all tend to blend together. So, you've got to innovate if you really want to hook someone's attention. And for me, at least, I think this one hits the mark. But, as always, that is just my personal opinion. So, if this looks at all like a game that you might be interested in, I encourage you to go check it out for yourself. No release date on this one just yet, but the demo is still available as of the moment I'm recording this. So I encourage you to go check it out, and let me know what you think in the comments down below, or if you'd like to see me perhaps revisit this one, either to continue the current demo, or perhaps just to revisit it upon full release. Who knows? If there's enough interest, perhaps I'll see you then.